All of this extreme, unpredictable, and mysterious weather, not only all across the United States, but all corners of the globe, from Dubai, Russia, and even now China, has raised a lot of speculation about the possibility of what you call weather wars amongst opposing countries. And there's also another topic that's also of great concern, and that's what you call unintended consequences. And this is a great possibility, especially once you start disturbing and messing around with natural weather patterns, because what you do in one country could adversely impact another country. So, and then also, a lot of researchers and scientists say that climate change could be another reason for all of the catastrophic and extreme weather all across the globe. And with climate change, there's a concept called convection. And basically, what happens is that once the Earth's surface temperature begins to rise, hot air goes into the atmosphere. And then once this hot air rises into the atmosphere, it cools, thus creating a lot of thunderstorms and rain. So that's another possibility as far as exactly what's causing all of this unpredictable and extreme weather all across the globe. But it is a strange coincidence that once Dubai was kind of hit with flooding and extreme weather, soon followed Russia and China. And then also, what you have to consider too is that when you have all of this rain falling all at once, it makes it very difficult for the ground to absorb all of the water. So that's another explanation as far as what's causing all of this extreme flooding. And then also, in regards to unintended consequences, there's also another realm of concern in regards to space. So, a lot of people fail to realize how much of an impact that the moon has on tides and ocean levels and flooding and so forth. So, the gravitational pull of the moon and Earth has a great impact on flooding and ocean levels. And basically, there's a lunar cycle that happens every 13 years, and it's called the moon wobble. And with this upcoming moon wobble, it's concerned a lot of researchers and scientists due to the fact that there's always some type of cataclysm, a catastrophic event that happens when the moon kind of wobbles. Usually there's a lot of flooding, extreme weather, and so forth. But with this upcoming moon wobble, it can lead to a great disaster due to the fact that we're at a pinpoint in history where climate change has really impacted the planet like never before, especially with the melting of glaciers and so forth. So, with this upcoming moon wobble, and then also with the combination of the rising ocean levels, it can lead to, catastrophic flooding all across the world. So that's another realm of possibilities or another perspective that you have to consider, especially with all of the flooding and so forth, is that the gravitational pull of the moon has a great impact on the Earth, and there's an upcoming moon wobble. I don't know if it's in the process of wobbling already. I don't know if it's kind of like within that pinpoint, within that middle point, and it's reaching its climax. But this is another perspective that's being kept out of mainstream media, is that we're currently on a lunar cycle with a moon wobble that can lead to a lot of catastrophes due to the fact that climate change and the ocean levels have raised significantly since 13 years ago. And then also, just to kind of give you guys some information in regards to how the US is involved with cloud seeding. So in 2018, the states of Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado reached what you call a cost sharing agreement to fund cloud seeding missions. So each year, States that are within the Colorado River system pay 1.5 million annually to fund cloud seeding missions, and this contract expires in 2026. So there's definitely a lot of money and funds being thrown at the concept of weather manipulation and cloud seeding. But let's get back to this concept of unintended consequences. So, we're kind of at a pinpoint with technology. As technology becomes more advanced and we start interfering more with the Earth's natural systems and cycles, such as the water cycle, and even the orbit of the Earth and the moon, because we're sending out a lot more satellites into space like never before. And that's also another great concern to researchers and scientists, the amount of space objects that we're putting into our orbit. And there's a great concern with the impact of light pollution. Eventually, in the future, it's going to be very difficult to see celestial objects due to all of the light pollution that we have in space. So, definitely a great concern there with the whole concept of unintended consequences. And then let's get back to this whole weather manipulation and unintended consequences. So, there could be some type of error in what we're doing with all of this advanced technology. So if there's even one error, it can lead to catastrophic consequences because we're developing a lot more advanced and more powerful technology. And when you have more advanced and powerful technology, it also increases the possibility of what you call unintended consequences. And then also a great example of this would be the movie called Time Machine. And basically, they had a scene in the movie where the guy went into the future and saw that the Earth was in a state of chaos due to the fact that a mining company did some type of mining or activity on the moon, and that threw off the orbit of the moon. So basically, an unintended consequence threw off the orbit of the moon, thus causing the moon to break apart and fall apart. So we are entering a new era of unintended consequences, especially with all of this new and powerful technology that we're using to manipulate and disturb Earth's natural weather patterns. And then also, another concept to really think about is that a lot of people speculate that there were advanced civilizations on the Earth, even more advanced than today, hundreds of thousands of years ago. But mainstream archaeologists say that the human civilization only goes back a few thousand years ago. But a lot of people speculate that there was some type of catastrophic climate event, such as a flood that wiped out these advanced civilizations. And it's also kind of a strange coincidence that with all of the biblical stories and prophets, a lot of them are starting to come true today. And it makes a whole lot of sense of how an advanced civilization could have been wiped out by a potential climate event such as an apocalyptic flood type of situation. So all of the biblical prophecies and stories that have been told in the Bible and Old Testaments are definitely starting to become true, especially with the climate. So definitely a very interesting perspective to consider and ponder on in today's world. So all we can do really is prepare. And then it seems like, it's like a double-edged sword with playing, in regards to unintended consequences and climate change. But our only hope within this catastrophic time in today's society would be some type of techno fix to hopefully save us from climate change. So definitely kind of ironic that advanced and powerful technology can come with unintended consequences, but it's really our only possibility, is some type of new innovative technology to save us from climate change. But thank you. Some very interesting topics discussed today. And if there's any more developments in regards to the whole extreme weather situation and possible cloud seeding, we'll keep you updated with the one and only Twilight Mysteries. Thank you.